welcome. I'm Joanna, the creator and founder of Walkactive, and in this video I'm going to share with you my Walkactive wardrobe. Now, so many of you have been requesting this video and asking me, what do I wear? And boys come to make an entrance. What do I wear when I actually go out to do my Walkactive training? So what kit do I wear? And for those of you who are new to Walkactive, I'm not quite sure what it is. Walkactive is a scientifically proven effective walking system, and it's really about making every single step that you take effective. It's been scientifically proven to improve your posture, reduce joint strain, and increase your speed by up to 24%. So in this video, I'm going to share with you how I would actually dress for when I'm going to use Walkactive as part of my cardiovascular training. I'm really going to use it to go out with great technique, but specifically walk at what I call your optimum walking pace. And Walkactive has a whole language. And what I mean by optimum walking pace is that you are walking with good Walkactive technique, which is the 4-part process which has been scientifically proven to improve your posture, reduce joint strain, and increase that walking pace. But you're going to do that whilst you're not compromising your technique. So you've got technique together with your body accelerators. So when you're putting that together, it should look smooth and glidey. Internally, you feel you've got lots of effort happening, but when you actually see it visually, you're absolutely sort of levitating and gliding. So it's really taking sports science and applying it to walking so that it can become dynamic and a really effective way to improve your cardiovascular fitness, your body tone, as well as obviously all these amazing benefits for your health and your mental well-being and your cognitive well-being as well. So that said, let's just dive in. I actually really enjoyed quite putting together all these things here, because lots of you have said, what do you wear? What do I wear when I'm actually using Walkactive for training? So I tend to have a little bit of a formula, and in this video I'm going to present to you what I've got in my wardrobe when it's slightly cold weather, and I would define that roughly from say 10 degrees, 12 degrees, going through to say -2. And I tend to have a little formula that I will apply, and that formula I can adapt to different kind of situations. And within that formula, I will actually look for 3 particular qualities. Okay, so essentially what I do, I look for 3 aspects of my wardrobe. I will have base layers, I will have a zip layer, and I will have an outer layer. And that's generally my kind of formula that I will apply. And then depending on the temperature, the conditions, I will sort of manipulate that with different things. So I'm going to take you through that. And within each of these items of clothing, I'm looking for 3 kind of qualities. I'm looking for fit, I'm looking for comfort, and I'm also looking for lightweight. And I think that's really important. So we can just sort of say why those qualities are important for me. Basically, I think fit is really important. Very often when I'm looking for walking wear myself, and actually to be quite honest with you, I actually quite struggle. I find that things tend to be quite loose, quite baggy. It's all kind of put everything on. It's sort of like the loose waterproof brigade. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the whole purpose of walking, and what I feel about when you're using it as a way of improving your fitness and your technique and your posture, is you want to have clothing that allows you to feel how your body is moving. So I'm looking for clothing, whatever shape or size, or anybody, for any of my clients, for anybody doing Walkactive, I would really encourage you to think about things that allow you to feel how your body moves, that allows you to have an element of fit. So that means that when you're actually putting together some of the Walkactive technique points into place through my online programs, you can actually feel how your body is responding. And this is so important because it will actually build your body confidence. It will actually allow you to give you sort of personal feedback on your technique and tweak that as you're actually progressing. And that means you're going to get more out of every single step that you take. And that includes changing your waistline, improving like all the sort of posterior chain of your body to get more movement through the feet, and how you can actually lift up and get that lovely propulsion. So every single step is going to become more effective, and you're going to get more results when you're walking. So you want to have good fit. Okay, obviously comfort stands for reason. You want something that's going to be really comfortable, and I think that comes in particularly if you're thinking about base layers, because with base layers, really, you want to be having a technical fabric which will wicker, so that when you get warm, because when you're walking at optimum walking pace, it's going to give you cardiovascular fitnesses, it's going to give you that stimuli, you're going to raise your body temperature, you're going to increase your circulation, your oxygen demand is going to be greater, and you're going to expend more energy. So you are going to get hot, and I would expect you to get a little bit sweaty. And as a consequence, you want to have comfortable layers that allow the sweat to wicker, to be drawn away from your body, rather than maybe wearing a cotton fabric, which is when you then get cold afterwards, is going to sort of stay on close to your body, and that becomes quite uncomfortable, and you can get a little bit chilly from that. So those are important in terms of, you know, fit and comfort. But in terms of lightweight, for me, I really think lightweight kit is important for a couple of reasons. I have, for example, a really lovely winter coat that I love. It's completely waterproof, it's got big fur collar, etc. And it's great if I'm doing sort of like dog walking or I'm doing social walking. But by the end of winter, because it's quite heavy, even though it does the job, I'm really feeling sort of strain on my shoulders. So I want something that's going to be lightweight, it's going to be functional, so that actually when I get warm, if I actually decide to take a layer off, I can wrap it around my waist, and it's actually easy to do that, rather than sort of feeling I've got this big bulky layer and then I'm sort of losing all this feedback about how my body is moving with my hip lift, with my global greeting, with my opening of my hips, all these things. So having something that's lightweight will also allow me to feel that I can actually have better alignment through my spine, and specifically around the upper body as well. When things are heavy, we tend to kind of exacerbate leaning forward, especially when we get tired. And Walkactive is about really having some basic real improvement in your posture. So having something that is fitted, that's comfortable and lightweight, but it's obviously got to do the job, for me is really important. Okay, so here are some of the things that I have actually got in my personal wardrobe. Some of them I've actually bought brand new this season, some of them I've actually had for quite a while because they're just my favorites, and every single one of them I actually bought with my own money. I haven't gifted or anything. So this is what I've got. Let me take you through my base layers first of all. As you can see, I've actually got quite a few. I've got various brands ranging from High Street, H&M, all the way through. So this is a Decathlon. Okay, so you can see that some of them are actually round neck. Okay, so just give you a round neck like this. They're long sleeves. Some of them have actually got the little thumb hole, which I kind of like as well. And some of them have actually got a zip effect here. All right. So this particular one is this season. This is BAM. It's made from bamboo. Beautiful, really, really soft fabric. I like it because of the zip layer, and I'm going to talk about zip layer in a minute. You've got your thumb hole, and I also like it because of the different sort of two-way colorway. So I think that's quite nice. The way that I would wear this, because it's a zip layer, and with all my other zip layers as well. So I've got that one is by BAM, and this one is by Decathlon. I would actually have a round neck base layer underneath that, so that I would layer it up. So I would put that on first, and then I would put that on over the top. And obviously, subject to the temperature, you can actually layer up your base layers of that. Now, some of these base layers are warm, and some of them are actually just quite, you know, basic cool layers. So for example, this one is from Craft. Now, Craft is a Danish company. There's some like they specifically are more for running kit. And I actually bought this when I was traveling at a sports resort called Club de Santa, and I particularly like this one. I'm not going to put them all on, but what I like about this one, I'll just take it off here, I'll hold it up here. It's got kind of ruching, which allows it to be a suitable fit, and you've got nice long sleeves, you've got your thumb hole, you've got your stripes, but on the back here, the way that they've actually designed the fabric, again, it gives you a really nice fit. So it comes back to my idea of it being fitted, it's comfortable, and it's super lightweight. Okay, however, within that, moving further along, I've also got my Sweaty Betty, which comes in a variety of colors. So again, I like this because it's very stylish. I can wear it with different layers, etc., and I can sort of wear it under different sort of jumpers, even if I'm wearing sort of casual wear as well. So I feel like I'm getting more worth or more value from my investment as well. But if you're actually going to be walking and doing Walkactive in super cold weather, it's really useful to have a base layer that has some warm thermal effects to it. And I've got two here to show you. This one has been in my wardrobe a long time. What I like about this base layer, I bought it in Switzerland. I actually got it from a ski resort. It's a Swiss company called Transport. So it's got a really nice warm super layer. So it's a thermal base layer. But what I also like about it is that it's a little bit higher. I don't know if you can see, it's got a little bit of a height there to the collar, so that when I'm actually, with layering it with all my other things, I'm not going to get too cold and drafty around my neck. So I'm particularly partial to that. This one is super fitted, so when you put it on, you sort of feel like a little bit of suction, but it fits really well under other base layers as part of your first layerings, and that's a thermal base layer. So I'd really encourage you to think about that. It's worth investing in something if you're going to be looking at doing Walkactive in a variety of temperatures. Now, this is something else as well that I absolutely love, and when you look at it, you may think, what on earth has she suggested that for? And I did, when I first saw it online, think, oh, not too sure about this. This, if I was absolutely push to say choose one base layer that you have within your wardrobe for winter walking and Walkactive, it would be this baby. This is from Under Armour, and it looks like a bit of a swimsuit actually, and I don't know if you can see, it's actually a onesie. It goes all the way around, okay, and you tuck it there with your little poppers. So when I saw that online, I thought, oh, not too sure how comfortable that's going to be. Can I just tell you, it is the most comfortable piece of kit. Whoever's designed this for Under Armour, they have done a brilliant job. The styling is fantastic. It's got a little bit of height again in the collar, so it keeps you really nice and snug. I like the stitching because it makes you feel that you can actually feel how your body is moving and working. But you've obviously got your little G-string kind of all in one, so you can think, oh, I'm not too sure if that's comfortable. When it arrived, I tried it on, and I have literally probably worn it if not every day through winter with my Walkactive, every other, obviously plenty washing, but however it's been cut and styled, they've done a brilliant job because it really is super comfortable. And the reason I like this so much, again, it's fitted, it's comfortable, it's lightweight, it's got some warmth in it, it's part of the underwear, cold gear, but specifically when you are out in cold weather, sometimes when you feel that you're experiencing drafts, you kind of compromise your posture, you sort of come a little bit hunched over and you sort of sit in your hips a bit. And when you've got something like this, which goes all the way through, you've got no drafty bits. So if this kind of peels, men and women, what have you, have a little look. I would really, really swear by that. That has been, for me personally, a great bit of kit, and I absolutely love it. But I did raise my eyebrows when I first saw it, but I'm really glad I invested in that. It's more pricey, so we're looking probably about £60 price point. But some of these base layers now can be quite pricey. If you're looking at high street, this kind of thing was about £20, not very much at all. But when you're looking for like a BAM, which is this season, I think that was just shy on £50. So again, if I was looking at really putting together some layerage and it's pretty cool, I would think about probably putting on that first, and then I might put that on the top if it was cold weather. Okay, so that kind of gives you a bit of a whistle stop through my base layers. Just sort out my hangers here, I'm going to put them here. Let's move along to zip layers. So I'm going to have, after my base layer, I'm going to put on a zip layer. And for me, a zip layer is quite important because when you're doing Walkactive and you're walking Optimum Walking Pace, you are going to get warm. You are walking with Walkactive to improve your cardiovascular fitness. And what's really exciting, if you kind of like the idea of running, but your body doesn't like the idea of running, or you think maybe I can't get fit through walking, I really encourage you to try Walkactive because you can so increase your cardiovascular fitness. So the zip layer is really useful over your base layer. Obviously, remember this is cold weather, and I will have my base layer and I will wear something like this over the top. So this is Cheap and Cheerful one from Decathlon. It's got some thumb holes, super comfy, and the reason I like it as a zip layer, I've got some inside pockets there, which is rather nice. Again, see that it's fitted, the technical fabrics give me a bit of collar, so I'm not going to get any drafty bits around my neck, and I'm just nice and free with my body to use that. But the reason I like a zip layer over my base layer is because if I get warm, I can actually sort of regulate my temperature, obviously by doing this, as opposed to feeling if it was a thick layer and I'm getting really hot, you then have to take it all off, tie it around your waist, and you start to feel like it's cumbersome and bulky. And I personally feel, A, that's going to affect your time when you're training, because we're going to be using Walkactive for training, for performance, for improving your fitness, really getting tangible results through your walking. So I don't want to be faffing around with kit, but I want to feel comfortable. I don't want to feel like I'm combusting because I'm so hot, because sometimes, you know, we can go out, we can misjudge the weather. So it's nice to be able to have that element of recording that for yourself. So that's why I quite like a zip there. This is also nice with Decathlon because it's a bit longer, it's a reasonable price point. So they've got masses of choice, obviously, online as well. So I'm just going to put that there. I've had this in my wardrobe for quite a long time. Now, the next two are new this season, and they are a company called Legwear, and I've got all these down below. This is a more fitted, shorter jacket. I quite like this because it's neat. It was in the sale, and it kept coming up through my social media feed, to be quite honest with you. So you can see it's much more of a fit, but again, it's a technical fabric, so it's going to allow my body to move and to, breathe. You can see that it's obviously got some stretch in it. I probably wouldn't necessarily wear it over this base layer because this base layer is quite thick, but you've got a nice, neat kind of jacket. You've got a little collar. So you're sort of going again for a little bit of support around there, and you're also putting things together, in my sort of opinion, that, you know, say I've gone out and I've done my Walkactive training and then I want to go around and run some errands. I don't necessarily feel like I'm completely in necessarily legging work and aerobic kind of training work, gym wear. I'm actually more sort of functional lifestyle wear. So I quite like a little jacket like that. And obviously these jackets are useful when you're moving more into warmer weather, because it kind of looks like you've got a bit of a smart twin set. You might actually have a short sleeve base layer underneath with that over the top, and you might then not need an outer layer. So for me personally, I think these are really quite good little investments in my wardrobe, and I actually got these this season in the sale. I got this one, and I actually got a red one as well. You can see that it's got some Go Faster stripes. I don't know if it's coming up too well, but on that. And those actually were in the sale, and they were £50, roughly around 50, but I think originally they were about 90. Now, the next one I want to take you through, so I've got a couple more here behind you. This is Cassell. Cassellas are like beautiful, beautiful things. And the nice thing I just wanted to point out here is that you've got the zip here. There's no zips at the front, but you've got a zip in the small of your back. And again, that can be really nice if you tend to not want to wear a bum bag, you want to be free. If you've got a zip in the back, you can actually put your keys there and you're symmetrical. And again, that's really important for your posture, for your alignment, really getting yourself in the right mindset about, you know, you're training for benefits to have vitality, fit, energy, improving your posture. So the zip in the middle of the back is really quite a nice feature. That's Cassell. Now, this is new season. This, I have to say, I'm really, really happy and pleased with this. This is a company called LNDR. Beautiful, beautiful kit. And what I like about this one is it's got this stretch fabric on the sleeves and down the side here. Okay, and then it's got this padded layer at the front and at the back. It's super thin and fitted, as you can see. Okay, I've got a little bit of a collar there, all right, but I absolutely love this. So you've got some stretch here at the side, comes down a little bit longer at the back, and I just feel I've got lots of nice freedom and movement in my upper body, but I've got that fit, I've got that comfort, and it's super lightweight. It's nice and long in the sleeves as well, so I can adjust that. One comment, if I had to make one comment, I think the thumb holes are a little bit small actually, so I kind of feel a little bit compressed there. So generally I don't use the thumb holes on this one, but I absolutely love this jacket, and it's really been a staple of my Walkactive training this year. So that is from LNDR. That is more expensive. Again, I picked that up in the sale. So if you're watching this video around now, it's always worth having a look at these really great brands that work with fabulous technical fabrics and seeing what's available, picking them up, put them in your wardrobe now. It will enhance your motivation. You've got things to pull out when you need them. And, weather right now can be a little bit variable anyway, but it is really worth looking around and just picking out some key things. So that's from LNDR. Okay, now moving on, a zip layer may also mean something like this. So this is super bright. I don't know quite how bright it is. This is from Decathlon again. So obviously there's a little bit of zip element here, but it doesn't get all the way down. So this element can be useful. Obviously you can regulate it a little bit air coming into your body a bit there, but not all the way down. But you might have something like this in your wardrobe. This is super lightweight, but it's got a little bit of fleece warmth in there as well. So you can just pick and choose and layer depending on, you know, how you feel and how you like to feel when you're working out. Because for me personally, when it's cold and when I'm doing Walkactive, I don't really want to be cold. I want my body to be warm. I will start off walking at about posture pace, probably for about 5 minutes or so. And then I really want to sort of open it up. So I'm going to use my accelerators, apply my Walkactive technique. So I'm going to use that technique to get pace, feel how I'm going to really get cardiovascular benefits as stimulus. So yeah, I'm going to feel hot, but I don't want my body to feel cold to start with, because for me, that means I then start to reduce my stride and I'm not really opening up my body. So I want to feel warm, but I don't necessarily want to get too hot. So it's that balance. And obviously you can actually start to explore this, whether it's even just doing it and applying this for 1K or 3K or 5K or 7K, which is how I would actually use Walkactive for training over those distances. You can see what suits you. So let's move on and actually think about outer layers. And sometimes I can double up my outer layers as my zip layer as well. So let's start here. This is Under Armour. This again is part of their cold gear range. It's got this split, similar a little bit to the LMDR, in that you've got padded panel and then you've got sort of a stretch element. It is water resistant, and this was last season actually. I've got a zip, as you can see here, and it's got pockets. Not that I would actually train obviously with my hands in my pockets. I haven't got any pockets here at the back, but I've got a little zip pull here so I can pull it in a little bit if I want, and I've got this nice free movement. And because it's got a little bit of warmth here, that means obviously I'm going to be applying that over my base layer, my zip layer, and then I would have this layer. Okay, and I've worn this a lot. I really actually find this incredibly comfortable. It's not waterproof, but if it's drizzly, it definitely is water repellent, and I'm not kind of soaking wet, so that's really beneficial. So that is from Under Armour, reasonable mid-part price point, and yeah, I actually probably wear that a good 2/3 of my time in the winter. Now, underneath here, this is another one from Decathlon, and just to show you about this is actually part of their cycling wear. Now, cycling wear is quite interesting to look at, because obviously cyclists do it all outside, and they've got some fantastic ideas with how they put their kit together. So have a little look and be a bit broader with how you may think about, what do I need for my walking kit. So I've got a nice breathable panel here at the back. I've got reflective panels, so I'm not sure how this is coming across in the camera. Sometimes it strobes a little bit. And again, I've got that feature of having a pocket in the middle of my back, which is really nice for my alignment. Now, what I like about this one, this is completely and utterly waterproof. You can hear it's got that sort of rustle, which personally, when I'm training, I'm not so keen on hearing that. If I'm actually really doing my walkout, I'm hearing that the whole time, that drives me nuts. But that's just a personal thing. But I just want to show you, because I like it, because if I'm doing my walk out at night, I'm easily seen, the visibility is great, I've got all these reflective bands, and also what I like about it is you've got this elastic band here, this elasticated bottom, which means that I'm going to stay kind of warm and snuggly. I've got a little bit of collar, and it comes up here, and again, it's slightly fitted. I'm not wearing things that are really baggy, because if you start having things that are really baggy, by the time you layer them up, you feel uncomfortable, you feel bulky, you've lost all that ability to feel how your body is moving and responding. So having a more tailored approach, even if you may be feeling that's not necessarily the way that I may choose my clothing, I would encourage you to maybe think about it, because I promise you, you'll be able to put the Walkactive cues and techniques within the system into your body, and it'll mean that you get much more results out of your Walkactive and walking efforts. So that is from Decathlon, reasonable price point, and that's actually from their cycling department. So have a little look at that. But again, see how you feel, because as you can hear, you've got that rustle, but it is waterproof. So that is that one. Let me just stick this one here. And then I've got two more that I just want to show you in terms of my outer layers. Now, these are super fun. Okay, let me show you this one first. This one is Craft, and I'm very, very happy with this one. This is super lightweight. It was actually originally a running jacket. It It's super lightweight, and the way that I tend to wear this one, to be honest with you, depending if it, obviously if it's cold, is I would wear this as a layer over my base layer, over my zip layer, and then I would probably wear this underneath, okay, depending on how cold it is, I would wear underneath my cold wear Under Armour jacket. So I'm actually giving myself a little bit of extra warmth, a little bit of extra wind resistance, because if it's windy, it actually also keep the wind out. And I would wear it like this, and that will just give me a little bit of extra warmth. So I've got that kind of look, I'm nice and smooth and ready to go. So I'm actually giving myself a little bit of warmth, bit of wind resistance, and I'm feeling nice and comfortable about that as well. It's water resistant. Drizzle's okay, rain, it's not. However, if you are looking for something that is waterproof, in my wardrobe, in this sense, I have this jacket. I'm just going to chuck them over here now. I actually have this jacket now. This jacket is from Rab. Rab make great kit. And there are some fantastic companies out there. This is completely waterproof. It's got waterproof zips. It's got all the liners. Again, a little bit more fitted rather than having that sort of big, baggy, waterproof kind of walking ramblers look. That it's fantastic for hiking, fantastic for rambling, all those sorts of things. But I'm just encouraging you to expand the way that you think about walking and how it can be really dynamic and fantastic for your posture and get all these, great sexy features out of it. So this is from Rab. It's got drawstring again, so I can fit it in if I want. It's got waterproof sealed pockets here at the side, and obviously if you want pockets there. Hasn't got a pocket at the back, so it's airline streamlined in that sense. But this sense, and I'll come on to hats just briefly at the end. What it does have, I've just actually adjusted it's got a hood here, and I've actually used the drawstring to keep it nice and neat, so it probably might not work quite so well. But with the hood, I'm going to take it off and show you. It's actually got a little bit of wiring or adjustable features in the top of your hood. So when you put it on, you can kind of adjust it and feel more comfortable to fit around your head and feel that you are, obviously keeping the water and the rain out of your eye line. Okay, so that is from Rab. Expensive. It was actually north of 100, and I got it from a discount website. So do have a look again, because you can find lots of things you're picking up at the end of the season. It might be really worth adding some things to your wardrobe. So that's from Rab. Now, what I'd also like to say is, coming back to my zip layer, I think this is an essential piece of anybody's Walkactive wardrobe kit. Okay, so we've got our base layer, we have our zip layer, and we have an outer layer. And these I would actually classify as part of my zip layer. So you've got a gilet. This one is from North 66, which is a nice landed company. I have had this in my wardrobe probably a good decade. Okay. North 66 or 66 North, I think they're actually called, make amazing kit. It's specifically for hiking in snow, cold weather. Their styling is fantastic. There is a great choice of colours, but I actually bought this when I was presenting at a big outdoor conference on outdoor activity and walking and stuff like that, and I'd been coveting it. I'd seen it all weekend at the trade at the clothes section. I'd been coveting it all weekend, and actually on the last night they kind of discounted it, and I thought, I'm going to spoil myself. I have not regretted it. It's just been absolutely brilliant. What do I like about this? It's super lightweight. I like the colour. If I'm doing Walkactive at night, it's reflective. Again, it's fitted. It's super warm and really nice. So I can use it as my zip layer. If I get warm, I can actually, undo it. The collar is nice and high. So again, I've got the drafts. I'm not going to feel sort of cold around my neck. And I have worn and washed, and this has just been absolutely brilliant. And I can wear it over, so I could alternate. What's good about this is I can actually wear it over a thinner layer, which I have done before. So I've actually worn this before, and then I would put this over the top, or I could actually wear this And then if it's super cold, I would wear that over the top. So this is actually part of my zip layer. Okay, so you can see it in that sense. So this starts to feel how you can layer and put together, make more out of your actual Walkactive wardrobe. One of the main reasons why I feel that a gilet is an essential part of your Walkactive kit and your Walkactive wardrobe is actually the ability to have the freedom of your arms. And one of the things that I see consistently when I'm teaching and training Walkactive and delivering it through our online programs is that often people feel they can't use their arms effectively, and they feel maybe they use their arms mechanically to power walk, which is actually going to put more strain on the upper neck and actually alleviate and minimize the ability for us to have this lovely rotational quality through the upper back, opening up the torso and to lead from the shoulder girdle, so then we get this lovely waistline action working into our obliques. So when you have a gilet, my arms are nice and free, I'm not going to feel sort of cumbersome, and I can start to achieve this lovely pendulum arm action, specifically when the arm comes back, opening up the shoulder girdle, and you get this postural improvement. And specifically this will help with my propulsion and one of my key accelerators as well. So that's a great thing to have within your kit. Really useful at any time of year, especially if the weather's getting a little bit warmer or when it gets to kind of a bit seasonal change. So I'd really encourage you to think about investing in a good quality gilet. So this was pricey, but boy, have I had my wear out of it. I just love it. Now, the other end of the scale, okay, let's just put this one over here. At the other end of the scale, in terms of gilets, this is from Uniqlo. Now, Uniqlo are absolutely fantastic in terms of their range, price point, but also the range of colours. So this is just a bog standard black gilet. I find I can roll it up really small and it will go into this little pocket here, and that just tucks away neatly. And because it is so lightweight, it's super lightweight, I can actually, it will pack down really small, and I can put it underneath various layers. So you can see when I put this on, I don't know if it will come across quite so well, but it packs down really smoothly, really tightly. It's a much neater fit underneath an outer layer. So I feel this kind of thinner gilet is again a really valuable investment in your Walkactive wardrobe. I'm free in my arms, so I can be really thinking about that relationship with the arms coming up, and they come in a variety of colours from Uniqlo, really reasonable price points. So I would definitely have a little think about that. Okay, now just thinking about our template. So we've got our base layer, we have our zip layer, we have our outer layer, and subject to what the temperature is like, you might want to actually play around with that template. So for example, when it's really cold, I might actually start with a thermal base layer. I might then have a lighter base layer, okay? And then I might actually put a roll neck over the top of that. So this is actually cashmere, or I would go for a natural fabric like merino wool, but this is actually cashmere. This is from a company called Jack's Jeans. Really fabulous. My husband gave me this actually for Christmas. As you can see, it's a kind of a ski jumper, but I have again worn this. So I've got my base layer, I've got that. Then I would go with my, running out of space now. Then I would go actually, if it's super cold, depending on how it feels, with my zip layer at the outside, and then I would go with my coat. So I've got a couple of other coats here at the back. And again, you could have something that's maybe a little bit thinner, a little bit lighter weight. This is just a cheap and cheerful roll neck from Zara and from Mango, which will fit again in a nice neat way, but I'm not going to get cold and chilly around my neckline. So I'm just taking you through my whole wardrobe. This is another outer layer. This is from Decathlon, very reasonable price point. Wash it, easy to wear, and again, it just is quite a nice fit. So slightly tailored. Obviously, this is suitable for both men and women. Comes down a little bit lower at the back. I've got a hood here, and I can layer this up depending on how I actually feel. Okay, so that's from Decathlon. So that's a really reasonable price point. And there's just one other here at the back I just wanted to show you. This is another sort of jacket. This is a warmer one, but again gives you an indication of having a more tailored look, longer in the arm. Here, and just see how you feel. So it might be that you've got your base layer, you've got your zip layer, and you've got another layer here over the top of that. So lots of choices, really depending on what you want to do. As you can see, I've got lots of choices, but I've accumulated them over the years, and I tend not to get rid of them because I have favourites. But I just want to make a point about this. So this is a completely waterproof outer jacket. It's by Russell, really reasonable entry point, and it is completely waterproof. However, with anything that is waterproof, what you want to be thinking about is you want to be thinking about your extremities. And what I mean by that, your hands, and obviously that point where the waterproof jacket comes onto your legs. Because if it is pouring down with rain, you have a waterproof and you haven't really thought about what you have on your hands or your legs, you may find then that your hands are going to get very sodden and your thighs and everything are going to get really sodden, because obviously the water's going to rush off and it's just going to pool around here, and that can be quite uncomfortable. So that's when you need to be thinking about your accessories. So I'll just give you a bit of a whistle stop tip through that. But specifically, you want to be thinking about what are you wearing on your legs. So obviously you can have a complete pair of waterproof trousers, but you may find they're sort of very rustly and maybe not necessarily the most conducive when you're going to be using Walkactive for your fitness training. And what I tend to do is I have a kind of approach whereby I may not be wearing a completely and utterly waterproof jacket, whereby the water is going to run off and then go to my legs and I'm going to get sodden on the legs. I might have a sort of water resistant, okay, so water repellent a little bit. And I am very, very partial to these. These are actually by Golfino, and they are golf trousers. And the pair I'm wearing now are golf trousers, and these are their thermal. So they've got a little bit of warmth in there. In fact, they've actually got quite a lot of warmth. And they are water resistant, and this is actually water resistant as well. So I'm going to not lie to you, when I go out I do get a bit wet with these, but they dry out really quickly. So if you're actually walking and doing Walkactive for your training and it's a bit drizzly outside, you're not going out hiking. So this is not about going out hiking for long sort of 4-hour walks. This is about using Walkactive for your cardiovascular fitness, 1k, 3k, 5k, 7k, 10k probably max, but you're using it for cardiovascular benefits. So it's a performance, it's training. So I don't necessarily mind getting a little bit wet in that sense, and they're very breathable. So these are incredibly lightweight. I like them because I feel that it's a bit more like a trouser, like these as well. I've got a zip, I've got a nice waistline, they fit. I like the fit. I can wear them out. I don't necessarily feel like I'm in my workout gear, and they really allow me to move my body, do everything that I want with my open ankle. I've got no sort of restrictions in that sense as well. And again, wearing it as a proper pair of trousers, I've got a nice fit in terms of how my body responds. And this is particularly important when you're thinking about the Walkactive hip lift. Now, the Walkactive hip lift will help stabilize your pelvis, which means that you can open up at the hip, get more of an opening of the hip flexors, which is what you want to switch off, and then use your glutes to power you forward and give you that propulsion forward. And when you're able to have your hip lift, you'll find that you'll get more length in the abdominals, more of a toning effect, more stability without having that rigidity. So it's quite nice having something that your body can sort of respond and feel against as you build your body awareness and you think about the cues within the whole Walkactive system, as opposed to maybe having something that's really baggy and maybe comfortable loungewear, but not necessarily having that fitting element. And when you're wearing things that are really baggy in that sense, sometimes it's harder to feel how our body is responding. So these are actually a new purchase for me this season. I got them in the sale. Makes me sound like a real skinflint. I'm not. I'm just trying to show you how there's loads of things of how you can shop around. And they took a little while to come, to be honest with you, because of Brexit. They have got a warm lining, and you can see I've actually given them a little bit of a wear already. They're fantastic. They are not maybe quite as agile and movable as these, but they are super warm. And in actual fact, when I came back, I was like, oh, they're a little bit too warm. I need to wait for kind of colder temperatures to wear them when I'm using them for Walkactive and cardiovascular training. But for me, those are a great investment, and I really, really enjoy wearing them. And I feel that it kind of enhances my training, my performance, and my body really feels good where I'm wearing clothes that allow me to move and respond. And again, these are Golfino as well. These are water sort of resistant. They're much thinner and lighter weight, so I kind of wear those going into the spring and into the autumn as well. Last little comment, if you do want to actually wear sort of leggings when you're actually doing your Walkactive, that's absolutely great. You can wear obviously lots of different leggings. This is just a pair that I've got from Sweaty Betty. These are the Super Sculpt. So again, they give you a bit more of a feeling of how your body's responding. You've got your pocket on the outside. You may decide just to wear leggings, and that's absolutely fine. If the temperatures are cold, you may actually want to wear leggings underneath another pair of trousers, because you don't want your legs to be cold, because you want your legs to be warm, so that you specifically can think about getting more mobility in the ankle joint, getting more mobility in the hip area, so you open up the hip flexors. And if you're cold in that area, you want to make sure obviously the body gets thoroughly warm before you start to really expand and explore your body, and using that for pace. So having a bit of clothing that keeps your body warm as you're going through your Walkactive warm-up before you actually start to walk your Optimum Walking Pace is really important. So for me, when it's temperature is cold, if I'm just wearing leggings, I feel a bit cold on my legs. I don't feel I'm really, I don't know, I just feel a little bit kind of like vulnerable in that sense, which sounds a bit strange. I want my muscles to feel a bit warmer. So I would double layer my leggings. So what I mean by that is I would have a pair of leggings, and then I might wear a slightly baggier pair of trousers over the top. So something like this. So these are very lightweight, but just having an extra layer. Doesn't have to be thick and bulky. Okay, it's super lightweight. So I would probably have these, and then I would have this over the top. It can be very, very beneficial, just to again act as a wind resistant, make me feel more comfortable. But my body can still be responsive because it's fitted, it's comfortable, and it's lightweight. Now, just a couple of words about the fabric, your choice of fabrics, because if you are going to double layer like that, you might want to be thinking about having a legging that is smooth and is a slippery fabric rather than a cotton-based fabric. Because if this is a cotton-based fabric and then you put another layer at the top of it, you kind of may feel a little bit uncomfortable, because it's sort of, the two fabrics don't glide over each other nice and smoothly, and that's a bit restrictive, and for me, I personally don't find that very comfortable. So I would actually go for more of a glossy style, slippery style legging. So this is just a pair from H&M. So I would go with something that allows much more of a smooth movement between the two fabrics, so I feel more comfortable. And again, when I'm actually doing my Walkactive, opening up my legs and off we go. So I get that kind of comfortable feeling between the surfaces of the fabrics. Just to finish, let me just say a comment about the leg width. And again, I think this is important. It resonates a bit what we were saying about having maybe completely waterproof, and then you might get soggy hands. A little bit is the same for your leggings. If you are wearing a wide base legging, if it is wet, or if you are wearing, walking through maybe dewy situations and there's a bit of wetness on the ground, what will happen is that the bottom of your legging will pick up that water, that dampness. And then if you've got a very wide leg trouser, that will then actually fall onto your shoes, and then you will actually get soggy feet, and that can be really uncomfortable, and you just feel, just not great in your feet get uncomfortable, get too much moisture. That's just really not a great feeling, and it can be setting yourself up maybe for potential blisters and just not getting a great enjoyable Walkactive experience. So I would encourage you to wear more narrow legged trousers, so that if you are going through damp grass environments, or it's a little bit damp, should the situation come that the rain comes down, it's not going to be flapping around over the big part of the fabric kind of part of your shoe, where you can actually start to absorb that water, and that starts then feeling kind of uncomfortable. Okay, so just have a little think about that. So these sort of drawstring style trousers work really well, and they're part of a yoga pant actually from Sweaty Betty. They work really well as an outer trouser to find that. Okay, so there you go. That's a bit of a whistle stop tour through my Walkactive wardrobe. I'm taking you through my base layers, taking you through some of my zip layers, taking you through some of my out layers, and obviously thinking about things that are going to be comfortable, they're going to be fitted and lightweight, so you can really feel how your body responds, so you're going to look and feel and perform better. All right, I hope you found this video useful. Leave me a little comment below. I'd love to hear your comments. As I said, this is just my personal wardrobe. You may have your own thoughts about what works really well for you when you're using your Walkactive for improving your cardiovascular fitness, so I would love to hear your thoughts. So leave me a little note below, share this also if you found it useful, and I think I need to go and tidy up my room now. So from me to you, take good care, lovely people, global greetings, and really, really enjoy your walk active. Thank you. Bye bye.